Hello friends, welcome you all to another video. And today in this video I'm going to teach you chapter 2 pronouns. So just take a look at this sentence. Raj needs to practice so that Raj is able to communicate more effectively with Raj clients. Doesn't this sound awkward? Therefore, we use pronoun is a word. Therefore, we use pronouns. So, what is pronoun? So, the pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. A pronoun is a word that is used in the place of noun. Here we can say that Raj, the word Raj is a noun. It is repeated again and again. So therefore, instead of repetition of Raj noun, we are using pronoun in the following sentence. You can see, you can read it. Raj needs to practice so that he is able to communicate more effectively with his clients. Doesn't this sound better? Yes, now it sounds better. So in this section, in this video, you are going to be learning pronouns. So here you can see in the chart, and in the chart actually the commonly used pronouns, the types of commonly used pronouns are four types. That is the subjective pronouns, objective pronouns, possessive pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. And again there are three sub types also. For example, first person, then second person, then third person. For the first person there is a I in subjective, then it becomes me in objective, then it becomes mine, my in possessive, and myself in reflexive. The second person, here you can see that in subjective it is a you, objective is also you, but when it is come to the possessive it changes into yours and your, and in reflexive it is a yourself. Likewise, the third person, he, she, it is the subjective in subjective. In objective, it becomes him, her, it. So, what is subjective? What is objective? What I am taking here, telling you. So, when the pronoun comes at the place of subject, okay, so that is the subjective. And when a pronoun comes at the place of object, then it is called as a objective. Okay. And possessive means कुछ आपके पास है वो, okay, and reflexive, okay. So that is the differences. So he, she, it becomes him, her, it in object, and then in possessive it becomes his, her, its. In reflexive it becomes himself, herself, itself. So this is the singular form of pronoun. Now let's see the plural form of pronoun. In the first person, in subject, it is a we. It transforms into us in object, and in possessive it becomes ours, and in reflexive it becomes ourselves. The second person is you. It written as it is you, but in possessive it becomes yours, and in reflexive it becomes yourselves. Here you can say that in a singular there is only yourself, and here yourselves in plural form of you. Then the third person, they is a third person in subjective. It becomes them in object, and in possessive it becomes theirs, and in reflexive it becomes themselves. So one by one we are going to learn all these things, but before that you must read the following sentences loudly. So I am reading for you. You must also read it loudly with me. So I am reading. I won the prize. Here in this sentence, the word I is the first person. Second example, you won the second prize. Here, you is the second person. Third sentence, she won the third prize. Here, the word she here is the third person. So likewise, next examples are we won the prize. Now the first three sentences were the singular form of pronouns, and now I'm reading the plural form of pronouns like we won the prize. Okay, first person plural form. You won the second prize. You here the second person in plural form, and they won the third prize. The word they here is the third person in plural form. So first, let's find out more about first person, second person and the third person. Assume you are talking to someone. You will be referred to as the first person, and the person with whom you are talking is the second person. If you and the second person are talking about someone else, that person will be the third person. So again, you can read the sentences and you have read it. I hope that you have read those sentences. Okay. So just like nouns, pronouns change their forms when there is a more than one person or thing involved. You can see on your screen, I becomes we, you stays as you, and he, she, or it becomes they. So now let's proceed to the four types of pronouns given in the table. But do you remember this formula from the previous chapter? That is the what is the sentence made up of. So the formula is subject plus verb plus object. You must remember in your mind. Okay, so let's move ahead. Similar to nouns, pronouns either act as a subjects or objects in a sentence. When pronouns act as a subject, they are referred to as a subjective pronouns. You can see the examples like I send the mail. Here I comes on a subject position. So therefore it is as a subjective pronouns. Next, you send the mail. You work as a subject. He, she, it send the mail. We send the mail. They send the mail. So here we can see that the subjective pronouns. Now, when pronouns act as objects, they are referred to as objective pronouns. For example, Mary taught me. Me here. Okay, I becomes me. I have told you. Okay, when it changes to the objective pronouns. Okay, you can refer that chart also, that table also. So Mary taught me here. Me is a objective pronouns. Mary taught you. You hear objective pronouns. Mary taught him, her, it, objective pronouns. Mary taught us, Mary taught them. Okay. I hope that you are getting. So when pronouns show possession, they are referred to as possessive pronouns. For example, she returned my book because it is mine. Now it is a possessive because that book is mine. Therefore, she is returning to my book. Okay. And the book is yours. This is yours book. Okay. That is the possessiveness. Here you can see. So let's talk about the common errors and guidelines. So we do not use me as a subject. For example, you and me will go. So this is a wrong sentence. So what is the right sentence? You and I will go. This is the right sentence. Because you and I here works as a subject, not me. Me is object. Okay. So it is not a subjective. So therefore you should avoid this kind of a smaller mistakes or errors while speaking. We do not use I, he or she as object. For example, I like her more than he. It is a wrong sentence because we never use okay I, he or she as object. So what is the correct sentence? I like her more than him. That is the right sentence. The conversation stays between you and I. This is the wrong. So what is the correct sentence? Below is the correct sentence. The conversation stays between you and me. This is the right sentence. Whenever we use I with another subject, I always comes in the end. For example, I and Biran will dance. This is the wrong sentence. So you should start with the Biran and I will dance. This is the right sentence. I, Ram and Gita will study. This is the wrong sentence. Ram, Gita and I will study. This is the right sentence. So let's talk about the interesting facts about pronouns. Possessive pronouns are technically adjectives as they modified noun. You will better understand this when you learn objectives. Now let us understand what reflexive pronouns are. What is the meaning of the word reflection? It means throwing back. Reflexive pronouns are objects that refer to the subject. Understand them like this when the subject is doing something to itself. For example, I thank myself for learning English. So here myself is a possessive pronoun. Rashmi praised herself for being humble. Here, herself is about the Rashmi. Myself is about I. So, therefore, it is a possessive pronouns. You should copy yourself on the email. So, you is about yourself. Okay. So, that is the reflexive pronouns. Notice that these pronouns are used as objects and are referring to the subjects. They are a necessary part of the sentence. So, common errors and guidelines. So, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. So, we do not use words given above as subject. So, myself to themselves, we never use it as a subject. For example, myself, Sheila. This is the wrong. When you introduce yourself and if you are saying that myself, dash, dash, so that is the wrong. You must start with I am Sheila. That is a real. True. Okay. So Rakesh and myself will attend the meeting. Wrong. Rakesh and I will attend the meeting. So that is the right sentence. We do not use words given above when we describe things, people. Usually we do for themselves, such as a bath, shave, brush. For example, I bath myself each day. It is wrong. I bath each day. That is the correct sentence. Or he shaves himself, it is the wrong. She shaves, that is the correct sentence. They brush themselves, this is the wrong sentence. We can say only they brush in early in the morning. So now these are the activities which you have to do. You have to make one simple sentence with each pronoun given in the pronouns table. Okay, so you have seen the pronoun table. I have Okay, so you have to make a sentence, one single sentence using those pronouns. And the second activity you have to do is refer to the notes given above if needed. An example is given for your reference. For example, you can see that I read a book. Okay, you as a singular subject, you read a book. Okay, he reads a book. She reads a book. It as singular subject, it was good. We read a book. You as a plural subject, you read a book. They read a book. Me, Nora scolded me. You as a singular object, Nora scolded you. Him, Nora scolded him. Her, Nora scolded her. It as a singular object, Nora gave it. Us, Nora scolded us. You as a plural object, Nora scolded you. Them, Nora scolded them. Okay, you have to practice these sentences and you have to make a different kind of sentences. Don't repeat these sentences. Write down different sentences. Make something different. Okay, again here is another examples. Mine, the pen is mine. My, it is my pen. Yours, the pen is yours. Your, it is your pen. It is his pen. The pen is hers. The pen and its needle are great. The pens are ours. The pens are yours. The pens are theirs. I gave myself unnecessary trouble. You gave yourself unnecessary trouble. He gave himself unnecessary trouble. She gave herself unnecessary trouble. The dog gave herself itself unnecessary trouble. We gave ourselves unnecessary trouble. You gave yourself unnecessary trouble. They gave themselves unnecessary trouble. You can make such kind of a sentences just replacing the pronouns. So there are a few more types of pronouns and we are going to see them. So there are more pronouns, six types of pronouns. That one is intensive pronouns, second one is the reciprocal pronouns, third one is indefinite pronouns, fourth one is the interrogative pronouns, fifth one is the relative pronouns, and sixth one is the demonstrative pronouns. So one by one we are going to see. So learning tip is there that you must focus on using pronouns correctly. It is a completely alright if you are not able to memorize the definitions. So there is no need to understand the definition. There is no need to recite definitions. What is important is that you understand their correct uses. That is important, and you must practice yourself daily when you speak. So you just learned that reflexive pronouns are used as objects that refer to the subject. So reflexive pronouns, myself, herself, yourself, and so on, change to intensive pronouns when they emphasizes another noun or pronoun. For example, I learned from Amitabh Bachchan himself. Now here himself is not for I. It is about the object, that is Amitabh Bachchan. So therefore it became intensive pronouns. I myself don't like her. Okay, here myself is about I, not for her. Okay, so it became the intensive pronouns. In the example above, himself and myself are putting trace on the noun Amitabh Bachchan and on the pronoun I. They are not referring to them. Interesting fact. You could remove the intensive pronoun from a sentence and the sentence would still make sense. Remember, a word can change its type depending on how it is used in a sentence. Like in case of nouns, we learned that friend is a common noun but friendship is an abstract noun. Similarly, words like myself, herself, yourself, and so on are reflexive pronouns if they refer to the subject, and they are intensive pronouns if they emphasize another noun or pronoun. So let's review a few more examples. So this is the chart of reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns. So here there are examples and you can see the differences very clearly. She bought herself a watch in a reflexive pronouns. Here the herself is referring to the she. But here she herself bought a watch. She herself bought a watch. Here herself is tracing on she, emphasizing on she. Okay. Abhishek got himself a god. And here Abhishek himself got a dog. I taught myself some English. I myself taught some English. Okay. And you have to make a sentence. 2 sentences, 4 sentences you have to make and you have to post on our Google Classroom. So sometimes people are use intensive pronouns in a sentence even when they are not required. So read the conversation below. Where are you from? I'm from Delhi itself. This is wrong. There is no need to talk about itself to tracing on Delhi. So correct sentence is I'm from Delhi. B is grammatically incorrect because there is no need to put trace on Delhi unnecessary. So let us review reciprocal pronouns. What is the meaning of the word reciprocate? This mean give or do in return. We use reciprocal pronouns when each of two or more subjects is acting in the same way toward the other. For example, Abhishek is helping Radha and Radha is helping Abhishek. And we say Abhishek and Radha are helping each other. Abhishek and Radha are helping one another. So there are two reciprocal pronouns. They are both two words, each other and one another. So traditionally we use each other when referring to two people and one another when referring more than two people. But the distinction is disappearing in modern English. Now it is considered alright to use them in a place of each other. So you have to do some activities. So you have to make some sentences with each of the reciprocal pronouns to grasp better. So you have to write down one sentence of each other and another sentence of one another. So let's start with the indefinite pronouns. So what is the meaning of the word indefinite? It means not clearly defined. Indefinite pronouns are words which replace nouns without specifying which noun they replace. For example, someone called me. Someone is an indefinite pronoun as we do not know who called. One of the boys clapped. One is an indefinite pronoun as we do not know who clapped. So look at the words in the table below. All of them are indefinite pronouns. So which are they? Somebody, someone, something, another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, neither, everybody, everyone, everything, little, much, no one, nobody, nothing, one, other, others, both, few, many, several, none, most, more, any, all, some. Just like other pronouns, indefinite pronouns can be singular or plural. So here we can see the box, the table. So singular pronouns are somebody, someone, something, another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, neither, everybody, everyone, everything, little, much, no one, nobody, nothing, one, other. Okay, plural form, there is the others, both, few, many, several. This is the plural form of indefinite pronouns. And singular or plural, both are they. They are none, most, more, any, all, and some. So examples are below. I am reading for you. Neither of the girls is polite. Many of the girls are polite. All of the people are good. One of the boys cleaned his hands. Few of the boys cleaned their hands. All of the population is good. So we always say one of the girls or one of the boys. We do not know say one of the girl or one of the boy. The nouns are in their plural form because we are referring to one among many. Neither of the girl is polite and many of the girl are polite. One of the boys cleaned his hand, few of the boys cleaned their hands. When the pronoun is used as a singular subject, we use a singular verb or singular pronoun. For example, right sentences are neither of the girl is polite, all of the population is good, and one of the boy cleaned his hand. And the wrong sentences here we can see that neither of the girls are polite. This is the neither is a singular pronoun, so we will use a singular verb is. In the second sentence, in this case, all is a singular pronoun, so we will use with singular verb is. And in third one is a singular pronoun, so we will use the singular pronoun his. So when the pronoun is used as a plural subject, we use the plural verb or plural pronouns. So write sentences here many of the girls are polite and all of the people are good, and the wrong sentences are many of the girls is polite and all of the people is good. So many is a plural pronoun, so we will use the plural verb are. And the second sentence, in this case all is a plural pronoun, so we will use plural verb as a are. Okay, few of the boys clean their hands. This is the right sentence, and few of the boys cleaned his hand. This is the wrong sentence. So few is a plural pronoun, so we will use a plural pronoun there. So you just read these sentences. You can see the sentences. So remember, you must develop a habit of recognizing errors as you hear them and correcting them instantly. This activity will help you practice. So you have to do this activity. You have to read the following sentences loudly and they are wrong, and then you have to correct each sentence verbally and check if you are right. Um, so pause here and you just read it loudly and just see how to correct the wrong sentences. So let us review the interrogative pronouns. The term interrogate means to ask someone questions to get personal or secret information from others. As the name suggests, we use interrogative pronouns to ask questions. And in the box, you can see the interrogative pronouns. Which are they? Who, whom, whose, which, what. These are the interrogative pronouns. Examples are there. Who do you think is the best? Whom should I contact? Which book did you read? What is your name? Whose book is this? So let's talk about the common errors. A very common confusion is whether to use who or whom. For example, who did you see or whom did you see? The right one is whom did you see. Here is how to understand it easily. Remember, who is equal to he and she, and whom is equal to him. So who is like a subjective pronoun and whom is a objective pronoun. Okay. So if the answer to your question is he, then the use who. If the answer to your question is him, then use whom. Let's review the wrong sentences and the right sentences. Who did you see? It is wrong. Whom did you see? It is right. I saw her wrong. I saw him right. Who will you select? Wrong. Whom will you select is right. I will select he wrong. I will select him right. Whom will make part wrong. Who will take part right. Him will take part wrong. He will take part right. Whom will go there wrong. Who will go there right. Him will go there wrong. He will go there right. So you have to do these activities. You have to create questions with the following pronouns to grasp better. Who, whom, whose, which, what. You just make the sentences, make the questions, and write down in your notebook. And again, you have to do the listening activity also. So remember, you must develop a habit of recognizing errors as you hear them and correcting them instantly. So this activity will help you practice. So read the following sentences loudly. They are wrong. And recall the who, he, and whom, him rule, and correct each question verbally and check if you are right. So these are the sentences, wrong sentences and right sentences you can see on your screen, and you have to do that practice. You have to write down in your notebook also. So let us review relative pronouns. As the name suggests, relative pronouns relate to a noun. And who are they? In the box you can see the relative pronouns. Who, whom, whose, which, that, however, whomever. For example, The lesson that I studied today was very helpful. The boy who met us yesterday was polite. The boy whom we met yesterday was polite. Dance with whoever gives you his hand. Dance with whomever you like. So let's talk about the common errors. A very common confusion is between the use of who or whom and whoever and whomever. So follow the same rule who, whoever, he and whom, whomever, him to clear your confusion. If the answer to your question is he, then use who and whoever. If the answer to your question is him, then use whomever and whom. So let's understand this better through the examples above. So these are the examples. The boy who met us yesterday was polite. Who met us? He. Therefore, we use here who. The boy whom we met yesterday was polite. Whom did we meet? Him. Therefore, we have used whom. Dance with whoever gives you his hand. Who will give you his hand? He. And therefore, we have used whoever. Dance with whomever you like. Whom will you like? Him. Therefore, we have used whomever. So let's talk about the interesting fact. Words such as who and whom change from interrogative to relative pronouns when used in sentence activity. You have to create sentences with the following pronouns to grasp better who, whom, whoever, whomever. And you have to write down those sentences in your notebook. You have to scan all the activities and you have to upload to our Google Classroom, and also you can send me on my WhatsApp number. So you have to do a lot of practice if you want to speak in English. So again, you have to do the listening activity. You have to develop a habit of recognizing errors as you hear them and correcting them instantly. This activity will help you practice. So read the sentences loudly. They are wrong. Recall the who, whoever, he and whomever, whom, whomever, him rule, and correct your sentence verbally and check if you are right. So these are the wrong sentences, and below there are right sentences also. So let's review the last pronoun, that is the demonstrative pronouns. And demonstrative pronouns found towards a noun phrase. So this is a singular domestic pronoun, and that is a singular domestic pronoun. These are the plural domestic pronouns, and those are plural domestic pronouns. So these singular become these in plural form, and that in singular form become those in plural form. For example, the dress you are wearing is nice. So this is nice. The boy's bag is green. That is green. The flowers on my dress mean a lot to me. This means a lot to me. The days on which we ate pasta were amazing. Those were amazing. So remember, these and these are used when we are talking about things close to us in terms of distance or time. When things are used, when we use that and those. Interesting fact. Note how demonstrative pronouns completing replace a noun phrase. However, if they are followed by a noun, they will change from domestic pronouns to domestic pronouns, adjectives. This is because they would modify a noun in this case, in that case. So look at the table below to see examples. Domestic pronouns. This is nice. So this dress is nice, adjective. That is green. That bag is green. This meant a lot to me. These flowers means a lot to me. Those were amazing. Those days were amazing. So you have to make another activities. You have to create sentences with the following pronouns to grasp better these, that, these, those. And you have, again, you have to do the listening activity. Read the following sentences loudly, replace the noun phrases in bold with these, that, these, those, and check to see if you are right. So now I came to the last point of this lecture. These are the learning tips, because if you want to speak in English, you have to follow these learning tips strictly. Every day you have to do practice, because practice makes man perfect. If you don't do any practice, you cannot speak in English. So you must decide yourself that I will use some time, at least 1 hour time, to learning English language. So for that I am giving you some important tips. So first tip is that think and speak in English as much as you can. You have to think in English and you have to speak in English, no matter whether you are speaking wrong or what. You have to stand in front of mirror if you are at your home, and you have to speak continuously to yourself. And if you meet to your friend, then speak with him or her in English. Okay, that is very important. Again, when while speaking, you have to review the common errors made while using pronouns at least once a week. So if you are making any errors, you have to carefully see that whether you are making pronouns mistakes. So you have to correct those mistakes. Then you must should not speak incorrectly if you hear others speak incorrectly. If somebody is speaking incorrectly, then don't follow him. You have to speak correctly. So get into confused while using pronouns, reveal the note again. And if you have any kind of confusion again, go back to the video, or you just read the notes which are in the video. Okay, and review them again, study them again, but speak correctly. That is very important thing. And make note of anything new that you discover related to pronouns in your notebook and upload on Classroom. So hey guys, thank you for watching, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get such kind of videos regularly. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.